Good day, everyone. I've come once again to teach you today. The topic we have on the board today is quadratic equation. So follow me. Let me show you the easy way of solving quadratic equations. I know that you're finding it difficult. Let me show you the easy way, the secret of solving quadratic equations. Let's go. All right, we have quadratic equations. Um, we have equation that we call linear equation. Linear equation is an equation that the maximum power of the unknown there is what? 1. For example, if I have something like this, I will call this one linear equation. Maybe something like this. Okay, let me say 2y equals to 4. This is a linear equation. Why? Because the unknown I have here has maximum power of what? 1. All right. But when I have something like this, if I have something like this is no longer a linear equation because the unknown has maximum power of 2. This kind of equation, we call it quadratic equation. The one that will have power of 3, we call it cubic equation, and so on and so forth. But today we want to discuss the one that will have power of what? 2, which is what? Quadratic equation. Equations like this. All right. When you want to solve equations like this, we have different methods of solving equations like this. That is quadratic equations. All right. We have factorization method. We have factorization method of solving a quadratic equation. Then we have a formula method. We have formula method of solving it. We have formula method. Then we have what again? Completing the square method. Completing the square method. Completing the square method of solving quadratic equation. And we have what? We have graphical method of solving a quadratic equation. Can you see? All right, so all these four methods, we can use them to solve quadratic equations. All right, but we have to start from somewhere. I want us to start by using factorization method of solving quadratic equation. So follow me. Let me show you how to use factorization method to solve quadratic equation. All right, we have factorization method of solving quadratic equation. How do we use factorization method to solve quadratic equation? If you are asked to use factorization method or you decide to use factorization method, one thing you need to know is that not every quadratic equation can be what? Factorized. Not every quadratic equation can be what? Factorized. So this factorization method is not applicable in all the quadratic equations. All right, let's assume that this one can be factorized. Then you want to use factorization method to solve this. How do you solve it? First of all, you consider the one that does not have unknown attached to it. Then you consider the one that has unknown raised to power 2 attached to it. Can you see this one? It has unknown, which is x raised to power 2. This one is the constant. It does not have any alphabet attached to that. So what you do is you say this one times this. What you have here times what you have here. X raised to power 2 times 10. That will give us what? We have 10x raised to power 2. All right, that is the first step. Then after doing this now, you have x raised to power 2. So you split this. You have x here, then you have x here, because x times x will give you what? X raised to power 2. Then you think about the factors of its coefficient, which is 10. Think about the factors of 10 that when you multiply them together, two factors of 10, that when you multiply them together, you will get 10. And when you add them together, you will get this middle one, which is what? 7. Two factors of this, when I multiply them together, I will get this, which is 10. When I add them together, I will get plus 7, which is this coefficient of x here. All right. Of course, you know that we have factors of 10. We have 1, we have 2, we have 5, and we have what? 10. Likewise, we have minus 1, minus 2, minus 5, and we have what? This. All these are factors of what? 10. Then you think about two of them that when you multiply together, you get this. When you add together, you get this one. All right. So you can bear me witness that if I multiply 2 by 5, I will get what? I'll get 10. Can you see it? Then if I add 2 and 5, I will get what? 7, which is plus 7. Can you see that? So the two factors we are talking about here should be what? 2 and 5. So I'll come here and put the 2 in front of this and put 5. Likewise, I can put 5 here, put 2 here. It doesn't matter. Can you see that? So that is how to obtain this. So now I have gotten this. I have 2x and what? 5x. So because that this one is plus and this one is plus, I will now use this to replace what I have at the center here, this one. So I will write this, which is x raised to power 2. Instead of me to write this, I will write this. This is plus 2. I will write plus 2. This one is plus 5. I will write plus 5. So this thing that I obtained here, I will now use them to what? Replace the 7x. Is it clear? Then I'll bring down this 10 like this. Then I will have equal to 0. Can you see that? That is how to solve this. Then I will put this first 2 in a bracket. I'll put this second 2 in a bracket. So I will have something like this. I have x raised to power 2 plus 2x plus I have this. Can you see that? This here. This here. After putting this, I'll try to open the bracket to make sure that I have the same meaning as what I have here. If you open this bracket, you get this. Of course, if you open this bracket, you get this. Sometimes, especially when you have negative, you may need to alter this. Either you change it from negative to positive or positive to negative, so that when you open the bracket, you get the same thing. But this one that we have positive all through, such case is not here. All right, so we have something like this. You ask yourself question now, what do these two things have in common? They have x in common. There's x here, there's x here. You bring out that thing that they have in common, which is what? X. Then this x raised to power 2 means x times x. Now you have brought out the x, remaining what? 1x. Can you see that? This 2x means 2 times x. You have taken away the x, remaining what? 2, like this. So you have plus. Then this 5x and 10, what do they have in common? They have 5 in common. Why? Because this 5x means 5 times x, and this 10 means what? 5 times 2. So there is 5 here, there is 5 here. You bring out that 5. Remember, I said 5 times x. I've taken away 5. It's remaining what? X. All right. Then I said 2 times 5. I have taken away 5, remaining what? 2. Then I have like this. For you to be sure that you got the answer, what you have inside this bracket must be equal to what you have inside this particular bracket. So we have x plus 2 here and we have x plus 2 here. That means that we are correct. So you collect what you have outside the bracket in a different bracket. What do I have here? I have x plus 5. So I have like this, x plus 5. Can you see that? Then these, they are the same. I'll pick one. I'll pick x plus 2 like this. Then everything should give me equals to what? 0. Can you see that? All right. When I have something like this, what I do is that I will equate this to be 0 and I'll also equate this to be 0 for me to get the two respective what? Solutions. All right. Let me continue here because I don't have much space here. All right. Let me pick this first one. I have that x plus 5 is equal to what? 0. Can you see that? All right. This 5 is plus, coming over here should be minus. So I have this, I have 0 minus 5. That means that x is equal to what? Minus 5. Can you see that? All right, next one we have is, I'll pick this one. I'll equate it to be 0 also. So this is plus, crossing over is minus. We have x is equals to 0 minus 2. X is equal to, we have minus 2. Can you see that? So the two solutions of x, we have it to be minus 5 and what? Minus 2. So I can boldly write here that x is equal to minus 5 or minus 2. Can you see that? Minus 5 or minus 2. So that is how this factorization can be solved. All right, I believe that you enjoyed the way I just solved it. Remember, this is Engineer Kenneth tutorial. Follow this page and share this video so that it will get to the right students that need to acquire this knowledge in order to get educated. Thanks for watching this video. Bye.